Hello and welcome to day 18 of Healthy Core and Yoga Flow. To raise our vibrations, to update our frequencies, and to lift off stagnant energy. Today we are going to do a little healthy core for rounding the spine and being able to move into a peak pose called Bhakasana, which is the very famous crow pose. So we'll see where it takes us today, and welcome. I am glad we are here together to update our vibrations. Let's take a comfortable seat on our yoga mat. Sit nice and tall on the sit bones, setting any intention that you like to bring in for your practice today, where we will root down to rise up through the energy of our palms, our hasta bandhas, our energy fields that helps us to have a nice healthy flow of circulation and healthy positive energies, palms, arms, heart and lungs. Let's take a couple of nice deep breaths. Sitting nice and tall, softening all the outer layers and keeping our inner body bright and strong and turned and tapped on. Let's bring our palms together in front of the heart for an Om to initiate our practice. Take a nice big inhale. And release our hands and open our eyes. And we have 5 different kinds of healthy core exercises to help us to lift up into Bhakasana very shortly. So let's come to all fours, please. Spread the fingers nice and wide, tuck the toes under, arch the spine up towards the sky, and we'll start with our cat-cow, exhaling all the air out, and inhaling and exhaling. Getting a nice flow going for the spine and for all the layers around it. Inhale 3 more times, exhale. Press the hands, the knees, the toes down, spread the fingers, knuckles, and heel of the hand is on the floor. Keep your pulsation going with your spine, making sure that there is a nice open pathway into the center of the palm. We'll do 1 more all the way up. And exhale, coming back to neutral spine. And from here, we're going to take the right leg out and take the right knee towards the right shoulder for 10. And initiate a little side body. Exhale and inhale. A little side body crunching, a little side body vibrational updates. We'll do 5 more, getting a nice bend and hugging in. 3 more, and 2 more, and 1 more, and then we'll bring it in and pulse it for 10, and see if we can bring the knee up towards the shoulder. 5 and 4, 3, 2 and 1, and take it back out and bring it back down. And then from here we'll come over into side plank and continue with the right side. Turn your left palm out, take your right arm up and over for a nice stretch in between, and then we'll take the knee towards the elbow, bring it out and in. And let's take the elbow inside the knee. The knee comes outside the elbow, somewhere as far up as we can bring that knee. And we'll have another 5 here. Bring it in, take it back out, and bring it in, take it back out. And crunching that side body, making connections, upper lower body and the side of the waist. And 10 pulses, 9 and 8 and 7 and 6 and 5 and 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Extend it out like a nice big arc. Exhale, come to your second side, tabletop, spread the fingers nice and wide, turning and churning into our healthy core by taking our left leg up and taking the knee to the shoulder. Bring it back out, knee to shoulder, and back out, knee to shoulder. Checking in with the side body, with the obliques, with the lower back. And we'll do 3 more here, and 4, and 2, and let's take it to 1. We were going down, not up, and now we'll hold it in to pulse it for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and bring it back out. From here, turn on to your right palm, kickstand your right foot, coming to a side body stretch, side plank, supported version, and then we'll take the elbow and the knee and hug it and see if that elbow can come inside the knee. We have 10 here. We'll do another 7 and 6 and 5 and 4 and 3 and 2 and 1 more, and bring it up and pulse for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Take it out and extend. Those are all nice little core strengthening and just building like remembrance for the body for crow pose, and really just about any other pose too, but today Bhakasana, crow pose. Come down onto your back, please. Lay nice and flat onto the back. We're going to take our hands underneath the buttocks, spread the fingers so we have a nice support for the lower back. Pull the lower belly in, bring the legs up, put your feet together, knees apart, and we're just going to have the feet together, bring the knees and widen them towards the chest, and we do not take the legs lower down than our lower back, and stay on the floor so that we are really engaging the core and really helping to expand into the back body and helping to hug the front side together from the floating ribs towards the top of the hips. And we are down to 10 more, 9 more, really try to bring those knees in, 8 more, and 7 more, 6, and 5, and 4 more, 3 more, and 2 more, and 1 more, and then we'll take it down, feet on the floor, take a little pause. The next one is arms up towards the sky. You can flex your palms if you like to, like Bhakasana, crow pose hands, or you can have them straight up. Really the key is again to take the knees towards the shoulders, somewhere between the elbow and the shoulders, wherever they get. Maybe they get somewhere next to that. Take the feet up again and feet together, knees are together on the way out, and then the feet stays together and the knees goes and touch by the shoulders, and then we'll bring it back out. And so it's like a reverse curl, but with the knees coming apart, but the feet, they stay together. Lifting it up and back out, reverse curl, take it back out, knees to shoulders, take it back out, and again, we'll just keep this going. Exhale and inhale, exhale and inhale for, let's do 10 more and call that 20. 9 more, it all washes it kind of out at the end. 7 more, 6 more. Lift the knees up towards the shoulders. 5 more, and 4 more, and 3 more, and 2 more, and last one, and bring our feet all the way down. Take a little pause, and then we do our reverse abdominal curl. This time the legs stay together, just so we're like blasting all the midline in to the center from the far distant parts of our energy field. Bring the knees in. You might take your hands underneath your sacrum again. Your thumbs might touch, and then we lift it up and roll it back down. Legs out. Lift it up, roll it slowly back down, lift it up, and roll it back down. Knowing by just doing this reverse curl, we're really kind of untying all kinds of stagnant energy in towards the lower belly. And just keep this going, exhaling, inhaling, gluing that lower back on towards the floor, and we'll do 10 more and call that 20, give or take a few. 9 more, and 8 more, 7, keeping that lower back on the floor, 5 more, and 4, and 3, and 2, and last one, and take it all the way back down. Nice. Give yourself a couple of windshield wipers, side to side, this side and that side, and gently bring the knees in towards the chest, and let's roll all the way up and take bound angle, Baddha Konasana, feet together, hands around the ankles. You might bring in a blanket pillow to sit on. Always make your practice comfortable so you feel supported at all times. Let's open up the hips, press the feet together, pull up on the ankles, and press down the outer edges of the pinky toe side in the mat at the same time. Lift your heart, your chest, your lungs, bring your chin towards your sternum, and get a nice wide angle for the adductors, for the hips, for the knees, long clear spine. And exhale, release, bring it all the way in. Hug it in, and let's come to downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Pedaling in towards your heels, spreading your toes. And then from here, lift your upper arm bones, come up onto your toes, bend your knees, lift your sacrum. And gently come all the way down onto the knees and sit in onto your heels and onto your knees. And we'll take a moment to open and close our palms. We'll just open and close the palms, getting a nice pulsation in towards the palms, a nice breath into the palms, waking up that center of the palm. And we'll do 3 more. Open and close, and open and close. And then open your palms. I'm gonna come a little closer. We're gonna open the palms, and I wanna make sure that we have this nice little cupping into the center of the palm, and the fingertips are clawing, and all the front side of the knuckles gets to touch the yoga mat. Very important today for a down dog, and really all the time, but since we're going to soon balance on our hands. So let's make sure that we have those knuckles down. There's an opening into the center of the palm where the breath goes in through a little pathway at the heel of the hand. When we put our palms together, there's a nice little opening right there at the center. Yeah, Hasta Bandha. Let's keep it alive and pulsate energy in the palms. We'll do as best as we can. Let's come back to down dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Well, I'll crawl back to my mat. I hope you're already in downward facing dog. Press the palms, lift the upper arm bones,
You should feel really good. For the palms, press that knuckle number 1 down and have a nice time in the palms, and you should feel really nice and even for the arms and the shoulders. One more breath here. Look between the hands, come up onto the toes, bend the knees and step or hop your feet over to the hands. Inhale, long spine, and exhale, fold. Hands to hips, elbows to sky, come all the way up to standing. Bring the feet all the way together, like kind of where we left off yesterday for our Utkatasana chair pose. If your feet are able to come together, bring them together. If not, by all means, have them hip widths apart. We're going to come and do Surya Namaskar A, Sun Salutation B with chair pose. Inhale, arms up towards the sky, and exhale, hinge and fold. And inhale, long spine. Bend your knees, nice, and into a comfortable, kind of challenging seat. Inhale, sweep the arms forward and up into chair pose, Utkatasana. And inhale and exhale, hinge and fold into Uttanasana. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, step back to plank pose. Lower all the way to the floor with nice firm hands. Inhale to a low cobra, high cobra, whichever works for you today. And exhale, release, and push back into downward facing dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. From here, step your right foot between the hands. Left foot flat, warrior 1. Sweep the arms forward and up. 1 breath. And exhale, hands to the earth. Step back to plank. Lower all the way to the floor. Inhale to cobra. Inner shoulder to outer shoulder. Wake up the juices on the front side, back side of the body. Exhale, release. Tuck the toes, push back. Downward facing dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Strong hands, knuckles down, fingertips clawing. Step your left foot between the hands. Right foot flat. Inhale, sweep the arms forward and up. Virabhadrasana 1. Exhale, release, hands to earth. Exhale, step it all the way back to plank. Lower to the floor. Inhale into our cobra pose. Exhale, bring it all the way back down. Tuck the toes, push back, downward facing dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana for 3 nice, long, deep breaths. Claw the fingertips. Flush your femurs back, have a nice micro bend in towards the knees, beyond the toes at any time for your down dog. After your 3rd exhalation, come up onto the toes, bend the knees, look between the hands, step or hop over to the hands. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, fold. Feet together or hip widths apart. Bend your knees, inhale, chair pose, Utkatasana. And then come all the way up to standing Tadasana, hands to the sides. And we are going to open our feet wide for feet wide apart posture. Here we are, hands to the hips. Take a pause, pull the inner edges of the feet towards the midline. And anchor from your hips down the legs, nice and strong. Few more breaths right here, just feeling the bottom of the feet, taking a pause. Take your right heel, turn it in, and turn your right toes out. From here, arms out to the side, take a warrior 2. Bending your front knee over your front ankle. Widen the feet if you feel like your feet were too close together. So we have a nice big wingspan width of the feet. Turn your right palm up. Take your palm up towards the back, bicep to ear. And then from here, take your arm inside your shin ankle, sweep your left arm up towards the sky, and take it all the way up and over the ear. One more breath here for extended side angle, and then exhale, bring your arm out to the side, arms to the side. Press into the front leg, turn to the second side. Left foot turns out, and bend your front left knee and come into warrior 2. Front knee over the front ankle. Flip your left palm, sail it into reclining warrior. Take it all the way up, up, slightly back. Take your left fingers inside your left shin or ankle. Block use what you need to use to make it a comfortable extended side angle pose. Take the gaze underneath your right upper arm, pushing into the back foot, and then gently bringing it all the way back up. Warrior two, straighten both legs. Turn to the right side again. Turn your right toes out. Find your steadiness into your legs. Two straight legs for reclining Trikonasana, long side body. From here, take that right side of the waist and hinge and fold. Come into Trikonasana with your hand somewhere along your right leg or inside your right shin. Preferably kind of right into the center, so you can press your leg and your arm into each other. Take the gaze up towards the sky, up to the thumb. And exhale, release, gaze back down and lift all the way back up. Turn to the second side, left foot out, heel in, flip your left palm, reclining Trikonasana pose. And then from there, sail it forward and come into Trikonasana with your left hand inside your left shin ankle or somewhere around the leg, wherever it's comfortable to support yourself. Take the gaze up towards the thumb. And exhale, release the gaze. Ground into the feet, use the core, come all the way up to standing. Take the feet down and hands back to the hips. From here, inhale, long spine, and exhale, hinge and fold. Take your hands onto the floor and fold forward with the heel of the hands, align with the heel of the feet, arch your spine to the sky. Take the top of the head to a block, to the floor, or let it simply just hang in a comfortable stride down towards the floor. Give yourself a few breaths right here. Tadasana, with the toes turned in slightly, with your head towards the floor. If you do have your head on the floor, that's great. If you don't, then move your head a little bit more forward, and maybe your hands a little bit more forward, and maybe you might lean forward. Maybe you just leave your head off the floor and enjoy where you're at, stretching the back of the legs and pulling the inner edges of the feet towards the midline. If you feel comfortable, to come up onto your toes here and coil in towards your core and bring your feet together for tripod headstand, which is maybe, if for some it's a more supported way of taking and prepping for Bhakasana. For some it's not, if you're not comfortable being on your head. But enjoy this if this is for you. And you might just take your legs up into a headstand too, and kind of checking and see how that feels for you today. Clawing fingertips, nice and strong. You might keep your knees on the elbows. You might keep your feet on the floor. You might come into a headstand too. Come back down. If you're up, feet stays together, just like in our core exercises from the beginning of class. Put your knees back onto your arms and separate your feet and come back to Prasarita Padottanasana. Extend your spine and come to downward facing dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Press the palms, lift the upper arm bones. And from here, come up onto the toes, bend the knees, come into a child's pose. Big toes together, knees apart. Stretch the arms forward, plug your femurs, rest your palms. Even if the palms were not weight bearing, you still had a lot of pressure on your palms by just supporting yourself with your hands on the floor in your forward fold. From here, make your way back to down dog, please. Step your feet to your hands. Inhale, long spine, and exhale, fold. Take the hands underneath the feet. Massage into the palms. And bend your elbows to the side, top of the head towards the floor. Just simply relax your head and let your wrists get a nice stretch. And we'll give ourselves a few more breaths right here. And then exhale, release the hands. Take the hands to the hips, press the feet Come all the way up to standing and come into tree pose, standing onto your left foot and bringing your right foot to tree pose. Maybe the tree pose is down, maybe you're holding on to the wall, maybe you're taking your foot up to your left inner thigh, pulling everything from the midline and into the center, blasting energies and moving energies around, raising vibrations by just hugging our core, extending the arms up towards the sky. Nice. And exhale, release hands to the center and release your leg down to the floor. Come back to Tadasana. Feel all four corners of both feet. Take a little pause and connect down into the feet. And then from there, lift your left foot up to your tree pose. Sometimes it gets a little wavy. Depending how our ankles and knees and hips are doing on each side. Hug the midline from the skin to the muscle, muscle to bone. Exchange the layers with new vibrancy. Bring your arms maybe up towards the sky. Pull the lower belly in and up. Another breath here. And exhale, release hands to the heart and release your foot down to the floor. Sweep your arms all the way up. And exhale, hinge and fold. And then from here, come up onto your toes, feet stays together, and then bend your knees down to the side and come back to Uttanasana, feet together. Come up on the toes, knees to the side, and come up on the toes and heels down. We'll do that 2 more times. Up on the toes, knees to the side, come up on the toes, sink the heels. 1 more, come up on the toes, knees to the side, and up on the toes and heels down. So from here, we're going to take our first crow pose, our first Bhakasana, by coming up onto the toes and taking the knees to the side. We are going to keep the feet together. There's no gap between the feet. They are nicely hugged in together. Claw the fingertips, knuckles down. Bring your knees around your elbows for like a little lower version of Bhakasana or crow pose. Do vacuum suck your lower belly all the way in, nice and strong, and then from there, lift up and come up with your feet together and balance in your crow pose. Look forward where you want to be. And then exhale, release, bring it back down. Takes a lot of hugging into the midline. Exhale, release, forward fold, and then step it back to downward facing dog. Flow over to plank pose, lower to the floor. Inhale to a low cobra. Extend your legs behind you and counter stretch. Maybe inhaling to a little higher cobra. See how it feels for you. And exhale, release, bring it back down. Push back, child's pose, big toes together, knees apart. Flushing the energies, flushing the layers. And then gently come all the way back, tuck the toes, and push back to downward facing dog. Now the next one can be here in plank pose, and we could take the knee to the elbow. This can be something that we might be alternating, so come with me for a few of these. See how it feels to take the knee and tap it to right below the shoulder. 1 more on each side and bring it back to downward facing dog. And then from here, feet to the middle and walk your hands in to meet and take a forward fold. Shake your hands out. Bring your feet all the way together and come up on the toes, bend your knees. And from here, maybe we're sinking the feet down and coming forward with the hands and rounding the spine. And the knees are out to the side and the hands are forward and we're just rounding the spine. We're having a good time expanding that back body. We have really tapped into it with all of these cat-cows throughout the whole series. I don't know how day 18 feels for your back. I hope it feels really good to expand it and to kind of lean forward into this Malasana variant of a pose, which is also an excellent way to get into Bhakasana. So from here we are with our knees by the shoulders and hands coming underneath. Claw the fingertips, second finger forward, come up onto your toes, glue your knees by your shoulders or take them back down to the elbows. Vacuum suck the belly, lean forward, maybe one foot, maybe the other foot, maybe both feet comes up for your Bhakasana, and you might straighten your elbows and you might lift your heels up towards your buttocks and just use all that healthy core that we've been working on. Shoot your legs out to your plank, to your chaturanga. Come all the way down because that's what we're doing today. And then inhale into cobra, inner shoulder to outer shoulder. And exhale, fold, push back, child's pose, big toes together, knees apart. Take your hands next to you and let your palms relax and soar. And exchange vibrancy and energies up there. And then gently come all the way up to your seat. We're gonna lay onto our back and counter stretch that with a bridge pose. Who knows, maybe you pause me and try that little Bhakasana one more time and see how it feels. Go easy on the hands and the wrists. A little goes a long way, so you know, once every now and then come into your full-fledged crow pose. Let's roll down onto the back and come all the way down and support yourself onto your mat. Grab your yoga mat with your hands. Bring your feet in towards the hips, feet hip width apart, press the head, adjust the shoulder blades, lift the outer hips all the way up and roll the shoulders underneath you and lift up to Setu Bandha, Sarvanjasana, to get a different turn on our spine to get a release for the hips. Press all four corners of the feet down. Take the hands and either put them flat or come with your hands underneath, interlace, roll the shoulders open after they supported us so strongly in our Bhakasana pose. And then gently release the hands and come all the way down onto your back. Take the feet wide as your yoga mat and give yourself a couple of more windshield wipers, side to side. Massaging into the waist, massaging into the hips. And then from here, come with your knees into your chest and take your happy baby pose, arms inside the legs, hands outside the feet, shoulder blades down on the back. Enjoy grounding the femurs, enjoy stretching the back, the lumbar spine, untying knots, just by grounding the femurs and rooting and even out the hips, all the ligaments and tendons around it. And gently bring the knees all the way into the chest. Now this is a good time to extend out into Shavasana, our resting pose that is very important to take after each and every yoga class. So I do suggest that either you stay here now, it's a good time to stay here and now for the next couple of minutes, 5 to 10 minutes. If it's chilly in your room, please put a blanket over and give yourself a couple of nice deep breaths. Some of you like to sit to close your practice, then sit with me and close your practice. Get comfortable in whichever position that you're taking. Let's take the heel of the hands together
and thumb and pinky together if you're sitting up. If you're laying down, you can put your hands on your heart and your belly and balance your energies that way and circulate new vibrancies. You can also take the heel of the hands together and place them right by the heart center, by the base of the heart. There was a lot of hugging into the midline. There was a lot of extending out. It was a lot of rooting. It was a lot of rising. So we'll sit with that for a moment or lay with that for a moment and just kind of savor the exchange of energies that is around us, that goes deep in towards the layers of our body, updating our vibrancy, our frequencies, untying knots and releasing stagnant energy. And we are open to receive new, fresh energies and information into layers of our mind and body that we might not have tapped into before. There's always like a little digging in each yoga practice into like a new space of the body. That's one reason why it's so wonderful to always come back to the yoga mat and keep turning and churning. Take a few moments with this. Closing the palms. If you're laying down, keep the hands on your heart and your belly. Closing our practice with one Om. Take a nice big inhale. And gently place the hands, palms up on your knees. Or just simply flip your palms up to the sky if you're laying down. Thank you so much for joining me today for day 18 of our journey into 30 days of yoga and healthy core. Tomorrow is day 19 and we have figure 4 into wild thing coming up. No promises, but that's what I think I have. So I'll see you then. It's either the figure 4 or it's a wild thing or it's probably both. I look forward to it. I hope you do too. Have a wonderful rest of your day and I'll see you tomorrow. Namaste.